Yo, 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 tuned in to G5 Jeff TV, late night edition. Just got finished watching Ryan Garcia get a unanimous decision victory over Emmanuel Tagoe on the zone main event. And man, we gotta talk. We definitely gotta talk. Um, I don't know how many people gonna end up being in here because I ain't. It's the second time I done been on and haven't announced anything, but just trying to get back into a groove. Anybody that's watching right now, do y'all know the tradition? Put a one in the comment section if you can hear me correctly. Put a one in the comment section if you can hear me correctly. Put a one in the comment section so I know we good to go. Big shout out to everybody that's tuning in. We got a big night of fights, and I've been enjoying them. We even had UFC. You know what I'm saying? So I'm enjoying it. Me being a hardcore boxing fan, of course, you know I love what's going on as far as just all the action from today. We had Triple G earlier this morning with Murata. We got the PBC card going. We got just got through with the zone card. So big night of fights, man. But Ryan Garcia, L Dub the plug, what's going on, good brother? Got my main man in the building, L Dub the plug, man. I don't know if you busy, but I would love to get your take on this Ryan Garcia Tagoe fight. He said wellness check on vlog. I know he's sick about Tagoe. I was with him on his channel. I was with him on his channel watching this fight, man, and this is that's why I wanted to talk about it. That's why I really wanted to talk about it. Going into the fight, of course, anybody that knows my channel, everybody know Boxing First Vlog. That's Tagoe's hidden gem. You know what I'm saying? That's Vlog's hidden gem right there, Emmanuel Tagoe. So going into the fight, I was curious to see what Tagoe would be able to do against Ryan Garcia. The one thing that I noticed is the size difference. Like Ryan Garcia looked like he was about 1 or 2 weight classes bigger than Emmanuel Tagoe. And listen, and that's no hate towards Ryan Garcia. It's just how it looked. LW, if you're still watching, let me know if you felt like Ryan Garcia was at least one weight class bigger than Tagoe. Like it was a major size difference in the ring. For the people that don't know, this fight was contested at 139 pounds. If I had to guess, Ryan Garcia probably was every bit of 155 in there. He might have been about 155 or above. Tagoe looked like he might have been maybe 145. He doesn't look like a guy that really rehydrates really big. So Ryan Garcia, I mean, he went in there and did what he had to do. I didn't like some of the rabbit punching that was going on. L Dub said, yeah, he was bigger. He was definitely the bigger guy. And L Dub, it reminded me of remember when Floyd fought Juan Manuel Marquez, and Floyd is one of the most disciplined guys in the sport when it comes down to weight. He purposely didn't make weight so he could come in with a size advantage, and Floyd looked like he was about 10 pounds bigger than Marquez in that fight. So I think Ryan Garcia took a page out of that book and made sure he came in with a size advantage. But it's kind of hard to judge how good Tagoe is, because I felt like he did a lot of good things defensively, even though he got one of them was a legit knockdown, the other one was I don't know, but if he wasn't sound defensively, Ryan Garcia would have been stopped him. So he was he has a lot of versatility to his defense. Like you seen him use a cross guard like this. You also seen him shoulder rolling. You also seen him getting low on shots. But you seen that on this channel from the highlights from Tagoe and some of the film study we were doing. So because Tagoe was solid defensively, he was able to get through the 12 rounds. Under normal circumstances, there's no way Tagoe should have made it to the final bell, but that's credit to him and what he does defensively. As far as Ryan Garcia is concerned, I couldn't I couldn't get away with too much of it on Vlogs channel because you know he's pro Tagoe. But we all know Ryan Garcia was working with Joe Goosen for this fight, and I was saying this on Vlogs channel. I hate when fighters get new trainers and then the trainers try to do a complete transformation of the fighter. What I liked about what was going on with Ryan Garcia and Joe Goosen is it looked like typical Ryan Garcia, but I seen like two or three little subtle things that he was doing to make sure that Tagoe wasn't getting off. And I don't know if he learned some of this stuff from the Canelo camp and he just decided to implement it with Goosen, or Goosen actually showed him this. If you watch game film of Tagoe, Tagoe's not used to anybody countering him. And this is what I was talking about with Vlog going into the fight. And this is why I always say level of competition and what stage you're on when you're fighting is very important. It's extremely important. With the development of Tagoe has been against lesser competition. You could tell with Tagoe's not used to being countered. Tagoe was used to landing either his first shot or his second shot in a combination. With Ryan Garcia was countering the counterpuncher. Emmanuel Tagoe was a counterpuncher. So Ryan Garcia was countering the counterpuncher. So in order for Tagoe to land, Tagoe was going to have to land. He was going to have to throw his third, fourth, and fifth shot in order to land against Ryan Garcia. And that was more difficult because number one, he's a smaller guy. Number two, he's not the quicker guy. Number three, he's a shorter guy. And number four, more than likely, he was doing that off the back foot. So everything was against Emmanuel Tagoe going into this fight. Ryan Garcia did what he had to do. He did not give up his height, which is something that I like from taller fighters. I don't like for the taller fighters to give up their height. I think part of that might have been the reason why it was a lot of rabbit punching going on. It was definitely a lot of rabbit punching going on. I feel like the referee didn't do a really good job of being stern about that. I felt like both guys was doing some rabbit punching, but Ryan Garcia was definitely doing a lot of rabbit punching. And part of it is because Tagoe was getting low on shots, but part of it was, Ryan Garcia was just, rabbit punching. You know what I'm saying? But congrats to Ryan Garcia for the victory. No doubt about it. And you have to question whether he's going to go back to 135. You got to question if he wants to go back to 135. Will Stokes, he said, LOL, I don't know about Tagoe, bro. I'm going to have to question Vlog a bit on him. Matter of fact, I'm feeling good today. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Whoever want to jump on with your boy and talk some boxing, we can talk some boxing. The link is in the chat. I'm not playing around tonight. So if you want to get on, talk with your boy G5 Jeff TV, by all means, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk some boxing. Now, yeah, Will Stokes said, LOL, I don't know about Tagoe, bro. I'm gonna have to question Vlog a bit on him. So, Will, what did you see just with Tagoe? Period. What did you see with Tagoe? Because I'm kind of curious. What did you see with Tagoe? Because I'm gonna tell you what I seen from Tagoe. My man Burt Wood in the building, man. Big shout out to Burt Wood. Said G5, I can still hear Howard Cosell. Down goes Frazier, down goes Frazier, down goes Frazier. No one in boxing would ever dream of anointing Ali as the greatest unless he too was smoking Joe. Agreed. Burt Wood always gonna bring that old school smoke, man. Which is something that's needed. So we got a lot of young boxing fans out here that really don't be paying homage, not even paying homage. They just don't know about the old school boxing. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to my guy Burt Wood. The link is in the chat if y'all want to get up in here and talk some Ryan Garcia and Emmanuel Tagoe. If you want to talk some Triple G and Ryota Murata, we could talk about that. There's other fights that is going down tonight, but we could talk about them tomorrow. And I'll definitely be on tomorrow. But my guy, Will Stizzles, season 2 winner of the Boxing Prediction Fantasy League. My guy, Will Stokes. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, man? How are you?
Everything good, man. I want off top. I want to get your opinion just on Tagoe, period. Because I was on Vlog channel watching the fight, but like, what was your thoughts on the fight and just Ryan Garcia, Tagoe? Like, what was your take on it?
I don't know. I don't think I was that impressed with Ryan Garcia, to be honest.
Okay.
But I also don't think Tagoe really came to win.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you think. I don't really think he came to win. I kind of thought he came just to survive. So, obviously it's hard to look good against those types of guys.
Yeah. Ryan Garcia was so much bigger than Tagoe in a fight. Like, he looked a weight class or two bigger than Tagoe. Like, I was telling Vlog, I said it's difficult to kind of judge it because I can make the case that Ryan Garcia was between 155 and 160 in the ring.
I mean, what didn't they have? The weight limit wasn't 135 for this, wasn't it?
Nah, it was 139. Yeah. Which is another reason why I'm like, that's why I was like, Ryan Garcia wasn't going to really get credit for this fight. It was an unknown name. He was already the bigger guy, period. So he's going to come in 4 pounds heavier in terms of the weigh-in, contracted weight. So it was going to be difficult to, kind of judge Ryan Garcia in this fight. But I would say he was between 155 and 160. I would say Tagoe might have been maybe 145 tops. He looked like he didn't gain no more than maybe 4 or 5 pounds. But it looked like it was definitely at least a 10-pound weight difference. I would say probably maybe a 4-inch height advantage. The reach was probably about a good 4 or 5 inches. And Ryan Garcia is the taller guy, the stronger guy, the quicker guy, the faster guy. Used to fighting on the big stages. Like, everything you could possibly stack against an opponent got stacked against Emmanuel Tagoe. But I will say this. Tagoe is sound defensively, because if he wasn't sound defensively, he gets knocked out in this fight.
Yeah, it's true.
He gets knocked smooth out in this fight, man. So I will give him that. And I was telling Vlog during the fight, I said, we're going to see how long it takes for Tagoe to get adjusted to the speed. So watching the fight, it looked like it took him the first 6 rounds of the fight to get adjusted to the speed. And then after that, all of the other disadvantages just came and just clobbered him on the top of the head. Like, he didn't have a shot. He didn't have a shot in this fight, man. It's kind of hard to judge Tagoe in this fight. I actually want to see him against maybe a guy more his size, but you really couldn't see anything from Tagoe offensively, because he was just outgunned, man. Like, it was just outgunned,
Yeah. I mean, I've never seen him fight before, but like, why is he even at lightweight? He looks so small.
Yeah, so that's another thing we were talking about. We were like, hey, he looks so much smaller than Ryan Garcia, and you got to ask the question, is Ryan Garcia too big for 135, or is Tagoe not a natural 135? To me, it looked like he could fight at 130.
Yeah.
He looked like he could fight at 130, and I know there's political ties, but I'm like, him and Chris Colbert would be a good fight at 130. I think that'd be a real good fight at 130, especially with Chris Colbert coming off the loss. But Tagoe didn't look like a 135 pounder in there. He didn't look like a 135 pounder at all, man. But did you see anything? What you think of Ryan Garcia tonight?
I thought, I don't know. I wouldn't say I was, like I said before, I wouldn't say I was that impressed, but at the same time, I don't really know what. Yeah, like I don't think it's that. It's not very easy to look good against someone with like Tagoe was just being so negative, you know.
Yeah.
And also obviously him being with Goosen,
Mm-hmm.
you need to give it more than just one fight to judge how that's going to turn out, I guess.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. And I was telling Vlog that on his channel, just with Goosen. Like, I hate when fighters they'll get with a trainer and then they come in and they look completely different, like they just do a full facelift. I hate that. So the one thing I can say is that Ryan Garcia looked like typical Ryan Garcia, and there was a couple little subtle things, little small things that he was doing in there that I personally haven't seen, but I don't even want to give him credit for it because I'm like, I don't know if it was because he was so much bigger than Tagoe or he's actually kind of added little things to his game. But he didn't give Tagoe an opportunity to get off. He used his height. I'm big on that. Tall guys, don't give up your height. Don't give up your height when you're the taller guy. And he definitely didn't give up his height. He absolutely no respect for Tagoe's power or speed at all. I mean, he was just
Yeah.
walking through the front door. He kicking that joint in, man. He knocking over the couch, the table, the TV, all that. Like, it was just crazy. Like, I'm like, damn, this dude got no respect at all. Like, so it's hard. Like, Ryan Garcia did what he had to do, but this is what happens when you fight a dude that's a weight class below you. You know what I'm saying? In terms of size, like I need to see another fight from Ryan Garcia for sure. Do you think he goes back to 135, or you think he go to 140? What you think? Well,
I think he stays at 135. I mean, I think I don't know. I mean, do you think he'd be undersized at 140, or do you think he would fit in?
At 140,
Yeah.
yeah. I think he would be fine at 140, but a lot of the stuff he was doing in this fight, he wouldn't get away with a natural 140 dude. Like, imagine him trying to do this to like Jose Ramirez. Like, it's
Yeah.
not happening. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's not happening. So it's I think he's gonna go back down to 135 as well. It's more money at 135.
Yeah,
More
and he can
options
chase
for him.
the tank fight as well.
Yeah, he can chase the tank fight. He can chase the tank fight. He can even probably maybe even Devin Haney. You know, it's more options for him and more money options for him in 135. But let me get in these comments real quick. My guy King Louie in the building, man. What's going on, good brother? Appreciate you being on here. T Finney in the building. What's going on, bro? He said salute. I predicted Fundora would stop Okeo Lubin. Well, his corner stopped it. Lubin's face looked deformed. I predicted Fundora was gonna win that fight. I'm mad because I didn't bet it, but
Yeah.
Fundora is a difficult cover for anybody. He is a difficult cover for anybody, man, because he's 6'6", 6'7". And the thing about him, you thinking somebody 6'6", 6'7", and fighting at 154, you thinking all his shots is wide like this. No, everything compact. Everything's in a
Yeah.
lane. Everything's compact, which makes him so difficult to deal with. Burt Wood, Smoking Joe name came from quote, go out there, god damn it, and make smoke come from those gloves. Yeah, you know what, Burt Wood, I actually heard that. Before, man. Big shout out to Burt Wood. Yeah, as far as Ryan Garcia is concerned, I said before the fight, Will, I was like, he's not gonna get any credit for this fight. I'm like, he's not gonna get no credit for this fight at all. Like, I'm like, nobody knows the opponent name but Vlog. He he's fighting 4 pounds above the weight class, changed the weight basically in the middle of camp, went from 135 to 139. He came in, did what he had to do, but he wasn't gonna get credit. Like, what do you want to see from Ryan Garcia next?
Well, obviously, I would want to see him step up. I mean, this fight was definitely a step down from Campbell, you know. But the thing is that even at the level of Campbell, there's still a difference between that and like the top guys, I would say. So, you know, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I would want to see him fight Tank and stuff, but I think that might be a bad decision at this point.
Yeah, I don't like the Tank matchup for Ryan Garcia. A lot of stuff that he does inside the ring would get exposed by Tank. But Tank need to be in top shape for that fight too. And I've seen Tank in fights, and he's not 100% in shape, and he gets away with it because he's so explosive. He would have to be in top shape against a Ryan Garcia. Damn, what do I want to see from Ryan Garcia? Man, that's a good question.
What about Ryan Garcia versus Isaac Cruz?
It'd be similar to what you've seen tonight.
But I mean, that could make something good for him as far as kind of bridging the gap, and also it could look good, especially if he beats him better than Tank beat him.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I mean, of course, you know, when you can get comparable names on your resume, you know, absolutely, you go do it. It's just Cruz is gonna be so much smaller. Like if you thought Tagoe looked small,
yeah,
bro,
that's true.
Like it's gonna look crazy. Like, and the fight might actually be boring because I'm like, Isaac Cruz is just gonna get below all his shots. Like Ryan Garcia is literally gonna be fighting down like this, like you know what I'm saying? Because he's gonna be so much taller, and Isaac Cruz get low on shots as well. So I mean, if they can make the fight happen, I mean, it'll be a good fight for Ryan Garcia because of the name, and of course it gets him, you know, still on that path for a Tank fight. I still want to see Ryan Garcia and Tank, me personally. And we might even get it because we don't know if Tank is going to re-sign with Floyd. We don't know what he's going to do. So kind of curious to see what happens with that. But T. Finney said Jim Gray asked him if he wanted the Charlo Castano winner. Someone like Charlo Castano would definitely break Fundora body, and Garcia looked big compared to Tagoe. Yeah, Ryan Garcia looked, like I said, he looked like a junior middleweight in there, and Tagoe looked like a junior welterweight. That's how it looked to me. You know what I'm saying? And people got to realize once you make weight, if there's no second weigh-in, like the morning of the fight, everything's a go. And at that level, guys is rehydrating anywhere between 15 to 25 pounds overnight. You know what I'm saying? On that level. So that's why. So when I say Ryan Garcia had to been at least 155, that's just a natural 15-pound gain from the weigh-in to fight night, which is very common. But you could tell with Tagoe, he's just naturally a smaller guy. So I understood why they picked him. But I didn't know the size is going to be that huge. That was the first thing I noticed. I'm like, Ryan Garcia looks huge in there, man. Like he looked huge in the ring, man. Like, so I mean, can you evaluate Tagoe under those circumstances? Like, do you feel, and you're a fighter, like do you think you can honestly make an assessment of Tagoe under those circumstances?
Well, I don't know. I mean, one thing I would say is that it's not like he doesn't compete at lightweight, right? Like Tagoe fights at lightweight.
Right.
So it's not like they've pulled him up from another weight class or something.
Mm-hmm.
So like, and with that being said as well, Ryan Garcia is one, I think everyone would say, out of the top guys at that division, he is probably the worst one. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that.
So if Tagoe wants to be going anywhere, then, you know what I'm saying? So I think it probably is fair to judge him on that, because it's not like, you know, he was thrown in with probably the worst guy at the top of the division. So it's not like, I don't know. I just think that shows that he's probably not really going anywhere. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel like Tagoe. I think he's gonna get other opportunities. I think the higher ups at the zone, like he didn't run or anything like that.
You
He
don't think he
didn't.
ran?
Well, he moved early. He moved early. First half of the fight, he was moving around the ring. When you're dealing with somebody that's coming in, off a big layoff, heavier in weight, you want to make them use their legs. You want to make them use their legs. You want to make them work to try to find a target. So I understood what he was doing in the first half of the fight. He started settling in after probably round 6, where he was still moving, but he wasn't moving as much. But I would consider that strategic moving versus like running. Now I would say maybe the first 2 rounds, I would say that was running. Like he was, he was running like first 2 rounds, like. But pretty much after that, he was trying to settle in. But I think he'll get other opportunities. I mean, listen, I wouldn't be mad at a Tagoe Luke Campbell fight. I think that's a solid. I think that's a solid fight, and there's 2 guys that are comparable in size. To kind of get more of a, a more fair evaluation of Tagoe. I would say this about Tagoe. Like I would say he did enough to get another. Like if he's like the opening fight on a big card on the zone or something like that, I wouldn't be mad about that. I wouldn't be mad about that. I do think he deserves somebody more his size, and somewhat of an opponent. Like even if they gave him maybe Tagoe or maybe Jojo Diaz, I think that'd be a good fight, because Jojo is not a huge dude at 135.
The thing is with it though is that like the reason why I was so surprised with Tagoe is because he's really short, but he's also really like thin as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Like whereas you look at someone like Jojo, and Jojo is short, but he's also like thick. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's like thick. Same with like Cruz as well. Like Cruz is tiny, but he's like thick.
Yeah.
But Tagoe, that's why I was just amazed that Tagoe is actually a lightweight, because you're like, how is he making up that much weight? Like he's small and he's thin. So I don't know.
Yeah, but I think it's, and this is what I was telling Vlog, like it's kind of, even when you watch highlights of Tagoe, I'm like he's well schooled. Like when you break him down technically, like defensively, he's well schooled. Even in this fight, he showed you probably about 4 or 5 defensive tactics. He even gave you the cross guard like this. He was doing a lot of shoulder rolling. He was using his legs, getting below shots. So you could tell he's well schooled. But in boxing, the weight, you can have 2 guys in there that are equally skilled. But if the one guy is 15 pounds heavier than the other guy, the bigger guy is going to win the fight. It's going to win the fight. Like it is what it is. So the weight really be a big part of the story. So Tagoe looked like I don't know if he can make 130 at his age, because I think he's like 30 in his late 30s or something like that. Yeah, I think he's over 35 for sure. Like he's over 35. I don't know if he can make 130, but I would suggest that he go to 130 to give himself a proper opportunity. But yeah, he just looked so small, bro. Like I felt bad for him. Like I just felt like it was somebody big brother, like chasing his little brother around the ring for the first like quarter of the fight. You know what I mean? Burt Wood said, G5, somebody said Ryan Garcia wins masterful performance versus Tagoe. I was bored. Yeah, I mean, Ryan Garcia, the thing about it, so the one thing that Ryan Garcia did was to avoid getting countered. And I guarantee you he learned this from Canelo, because Canelo started using this in the Caleb Plant fight. He started getting pot shotted. In order to stop somebody from pot shotting you when you throw a single jab, so instead of you throwing a jab and you pull it straight back, you throw a jab and then you just leave it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They can't counter you with the right hand if you leave your jab out there. So you throw your jab and then almost like paw it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To control around the shoulders, though. Am I correct, Will? Around the
Yeah,
shoulder. You want to do it around the
I remember
shoulders.
Canelo doing that a bunch against Plant.
Yeah, you want to do it around the shoulders. So he did a lot of that, and then he started countering Tagoe. So with counter punchers, that's how you throw a counter puncher out their rhythm. Is you counter the counter puncher. You make them throw that third shot, that fourth shot, that fifth shot in order for them to land. And you can tell Tagoe's not used to that. He's not used to that at all. You know what I'm saying? But what Burtwood was I bored by it? I wasn't bored, but I will say like I didn't feel like it was high level competition. I'll say I didn't Tagoe didn't do anything in the fight that make me feel like he was in it. I don't know how many rounds Vlog gave him. I know I don't think I gave Tagoe a round.
I think I would give him at least one.
I think I might have gave him one round. Matter of fact, I did give him one round. I gave him one round.
Yeah.
I think it was mid. It might have been like.
I think it was like
mid
7.
round. See, like 7 for 8 for one of them rounds. It was one of them rounds. You know, so yeah, I gave him like one round, but I never felt like it was a competitive fight. Like I just felt like it was just a consistent, just ass whooping. Like it was just a consistent ass whooping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? T. Finney, and also someone from the crowd threw ice at Kevin Cunningham for stopping the fight. He made the right call to save his fighter. Yeah, I caught the tail end of it, and it's always risky with trainers and fighters when trainers throw in the towel. I mean, of course, we had Mark Breland and Deontay Wilder, of course, but the thing about that, if you feel like Kevin Cunningham made the wrong move, go look at Erickson Lubin's face.
Yeah, it was it changed shape.
Yeah, go look at Erickson Lubin's face. Like he looked like without shades on, he would look like a different person. Like he looks like a different person. You know what I'm saying? Just swollen all up in here. His head even looked bigger. Like it just, but even I don't know if you watched the show we did Friday, but we were saying like the thing about Fundora, in order for Lubin to win that fight, he was going to have to lower Fundora's output. Fundora throws anywhere between like 75 to 90 punches a round. I was like, in order for Lubin to win that fight, he was going to have to get Fundora down in maybe the 60s round, 60 punches a round, which means he's controlling distance, negating exchanges, things like that, kind of picking and choosing his shots. But from the looks of it, and I got to go watch the whole fight, it looked like Fundora was probably throwing between 80 to 100 punches a round, based off of what I seen. So, I mean, yeah, anybody that's knocking Kevin Cunningham for stopping that fight, you really don't know your boxing. You don't know your boxing. When you see your guy walk into the corner and you don't recognize who he is because he looked different, you gotta stop. And the thing is, Fundora's not gonna stop.
I mean, I think you could say though, because obviously he did just a couple rounds before he did have Fundora down. So maybe you could say something there, but overall, and the thing is, I only got the end of it as well, so I didn't see.
Yeah,
I missed a lot of the rounds, but
yeah, my phone was blowing up. My phone was blowing up in regards to Lubin. So I'm sitting up there and I'm looking at it. And it looked like it was a great fight. But with Fundora, he's not gonna allow you to box and stay clean in a fight. Like he too big, he too long, the shots is too compact, and he's working all the time. Like you really gotta make your shots count with a guy like that. You really got to make your shots count. And Lubin hasn't been in the ring with somebody that is going to constantly make him work 3 minutes every round. So, I hope Lubin is okay.
Yeah, me too,
first and
for sure.
foremost. But Fundora gonna be, bro. If Fundora for Castano, oh my god, bro, throw the CompuBox out the window. Like, just they gonna throw 100 punches around a piece. Like, they gonna meet in the middle of the
Crazy.
ring, and it's just gonna be like clanks. Like, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Adrian in the building. Big shout out to Adrian. He said, I was told Tagoe was a top 5 lightweight. I'm
So was I.
definitely, that was vlog. I'm definitely queuing up that old tape, and I'm definitely putting that back on social media, because if people don't know the history between vlog and myself and Emmanuel Tagoe, the thing about that is, it wasn't the fact that he discovered Tagoe and thought he was a good fighter. The reason why we kind of went viral off of that is because he said that he was a top 5 lightweight. That's what he said, and that was the part where I'm like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's the story behind it. But I'm gonna redrop it just for people that, don't remember that. Toshi in the building. What's going on, bro? Burt Wood, after Ryan calling out everybody, let's say I expected more. I think Burt Wood, I think that's where you got to give Tagoe credit defensively, because he should have been, a lot of dudes would have been knocked out under them circumstances. You're giving up at least 10 pounds, 4 inches in height. He was naturally the bigger, stronger, quicker dude anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, Ryan Garcia did what he had to do. I mean, he got technically 2 knockdowns in the fight and almost got a third. I thought the first one was I wouldn't have counted the first one.
Yeah, it's questionable.
Yeah, that was questionable. The other one, though, that I would get at a knockdown, and that it was funny, Will, because when I'm on with vlog. So when did he hurt him? He hurt him what, in the ninth? Was that the ninth
I think
round?
it was
The ninth or the 10th? Was it 10th? Yeah, so it was about round 7, and we watch fights different, so we watching a lot of technical stuff and all that. So I told vlog, it was like the 7th round. I said, bro, he was like shitting on Ryan Garcia. I said, bro, I got a technical point. Let me get my technical point in. I'm like, bro, I said, Tagoe got to be careful with that left hook, because that left hook coming wide. And I said, Ryan Garcia is he's getting in between that left hook. And I said, he's just missing. See, I even noticed the shots that's getting missed. And I'm like, yo, he's just missing with that shot. And 2 rounds later, boom, he come wide with a left hand. Ryan Garcia dips right in between there, clips him with a crazy, crazy straight right hand, and got him rocked. So I felt like Ryan Garcia did what he was supposed to do. Like, he used his weight, he used his height, he used his speed. Every single advantage that he had, he used it. So, and that's, as a fighter, that's what you're supposed to do. Like, you're supposed to take advantage of the things that you have. So I didn't have a problem with it. Like Burt Wood, if he would have knocked Tagoe in the middle of next week, we still be on here complaining, because you're gonna be like, he fought a small dude. So that's why I said Ryan Garcia wasn't gonna get no credit, period. He wasn't gonna get no credit, period, for this fight. Toshi Vlog would say Ryan beat a top 5 lightweight. I would say Tagoe is a top lightweight. I would say that Tagoe probably doesn't need to fight at lightweight because he's not big enough. Even against the lesser known guys, he don't look big. He probably should be fighting at 130. But I mean, it's an opportunity of a lifetime for him. Probably, obviously, the biggest payday of his career, biggest opportunity. So he knew he was coming into the fight, the smaller dude. I just didn't know he was going to be that much smaller than Ryan Garcia. It almost looked like, because I watched the Triple G fight this morning, and I'm like, Triple G looked big up top, like just physically. He looked. Yeah. I don't know if they had Vada. I don't think neither one of those guys is like Juice or anything like that. But Gennady definitely looked bigger up top. Like, I'm talking from rib cage up.
Yeah,
he looked way bigger up top, and I'm like, damn. I'm like, he looked just like around the chest, the shoulders. Like, his shoulders usually like this.
Yeah,
in there, he was like this, like, you know what I mean? Like the shoulders just look crazy to me, but I noticed stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, in boxing, weight matters, when it's two guys that's talented. So Toshi, I'll tell you this, Vlog is probably going to get on the Goodfellas podcast Monday and air Ryan Garcia out. Because he was airing him out in the live, like he was. So he's gonna. When we get that podcast going on Monday, I'm just gonna let him have the floor and let him vent for a good 10 minutes. I'm just gonna let him go, and I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some people in there looking for Vlog on on Monday. But I mean, listen, I mean, when you big a guy up like that, that's what comes with the territory. When it comes time to shine. If your man don't shine, you're gonna hear from people. That is what it is. T Finney said, how long are you gonna be doing this live? I want to jump on. The link is in here. I'm not sleepy. I be spending too much time waiting for Shane and Vlog anyway. So I'm like, you're about to start seeing me just jumping on here a lot more, just solo, because that's what I was doing before. So if you want to
either of
jump
them coming on?
Nah, neither one of them coming on. Shane is in parts unknown right now. He be living his best life. Big shout out to VP Shane. Yeah, big shout out to VP Shane. Vlog, I just jumped. He just did a 2-hour joint on his channel. He probably sleeps somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, he probably sleeps somewhere. So yeah, he was pissed off over that Tagoe thing. So
what was he saying about Tagoe? Was he saying like? Was he surprised that he wasn't doing well, or what was the reaction?
He was really just shitting on Ryan Garcia because he was just like, he was just like, I don't respect him, like the 139-pound weight limit and all that. Like he didn't respect it, and the thing I had to tell him is that if the fight was at 135 pounds, more than likely you would have seen the same thing because Ryan Garcia is just, it's just with the extra 4 pounds, just Ryan Garcia just looked 4 or 5 pounds bigger than he probably would have if it was at 135. The only difference probably would have been Ryan Garcia probably, I mean, he might have been a little weight drained, maybe, but him coming back after the long layoff and all of that with Joe Goose, and I think he would have came out with that same energy. And he might have had maybe 1 or 2 moments in the fight where he had to get his second win. But Tagoe wasn't doing anything offensively. He couldn't do anything offensively, so he would have been able to get his second win without getting in any type of trouble. So I think it would have been the same result. But that's what you're gonna hear from Vlog. But T Finney, the link is in the chat. So and that goes for anybody else as well. If you want to jump on, you can definitely jump on. Burt Wood, does Fundora look like Figueroa? No. And I know where you're going with that too, because Figueroa is active.
They are kind of similar. Like they're both really tall and just throw tons of punches.
Yeah. My guy T Finney in the building, man. What's going on, bro?
What's going on? I was just watching that All Access with Spence. And you guys.
Yeah, we got a heavy lineup coming. Next week is gonna be crazy, bro. Like
that's a good card. The Spencer card is really good.
That's a really good card, man. Like just up and down. And I'm probably just as excited about the free portion of the card than I am the pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? Stan Jonas and
Batayev.
Jonas fight.
Is he fighting Batayev? Yeah.
Yeah, Batayev. Yeah, that's the main event on the free portion of the card. That's not even on the pay-per-view. And then you got Brandon Lee and Zachary Ochoa on the that's the co-main. That's a serious card.
I like Brandon Lee.
Yeah, I like Brandon Lee. I like Ochoa too, though. Ochoa, he's actually training in Philly, actually.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. A lot of these dudes is flowing through the Bozy Ennis gym with boots. Like if you walk in that gym, you see the who's who of fighters in that gym, and the thing that's funny is in the middle of the hood, probably maybe one of the worst neighborhoods in the city, and just all the who's who of guys, and it looks like from the outside you can't tell it's a gym. It's like it looked like the outside looked like a garage, like a junkyard almost. But when you go in the door, it's just the gym. You know what I mean? So
If you go in there, is Boots just in there often?
Yeah. We walk in and Boots is
You can
right
just walk
there.
in there and see him.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we could just walk right in and just So the first time I went in that gym, I went with my guy YSM, big shout out to YSM Sports Media. Took me in there. And I'll tell you who I seen in there. So I seen it was Boots, it was Ray Robinson, Cool Boy Steph. Who else was in there? Boozy Ennis was in there. Boot Stripper conditioning coach Rob Acosta was in there. Trainer Greg Hackett was in there. It was a bunch of Malik Warren was in there.
Just all that's crazy.
Yeah,
you
it was
just go in
just
there and see them.
You just walk in there and it's just the who's who of people inside of that gym. And the thing that's crazy about Boots, like he spars like light heavies and cruiserweights because he can't really get nobody to really spar him.
Have you watched him spar?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. YSM know about this story, but it's basically a guy. I'll leave his name out of it, but I'll tell y'all this story real quick. Finney, you'll appreciate this one. So, guy signed with somebody on the West Coast. I'm gonna be talking in code because I don't want to reveal his name, but he signed with a guy on the West Coast, manager.
Would we know him?
If I mention his name, you might. He's a young guy. You'll know his manager for sure, though. Everybody knows his manager. Okay. So, yeah. So he, so the manager, the well-known manager, signs him. Young cat. I think he's like maybe about 5-0, 6-0, something like that. So, manager's like, hey, like I want to see what he got. So they bring him down to Philly, and he spars with Paul Kroll. And Paul Kroll is another solid 147 pounder out of Philly. And went through the sparring went good. And manager wasn't satisfied. He wanted to know about the guy a little bit more. He wanted to see what he had. So they made a trip down to Philly, and they were crazy enough to spar Boots while he was in the middle of camp for was it Lipinets? I think he was in the middle of camp for Lipinets, so he was like peak Boots. To kind of cap this story off, he hit that man with an uppercut, lifted him off his feet. He was knocked completely out, and that kid does not want to fight anymore. Like he's retired.
Really?
And that's a fact. Yeah.
Wow.
I'll send y'all the name off camera, but y'all won't know his name. I'll send you the manager's name off camera. But yeah, like that happened. Go ahead.
When I seen Boots, the second time, at the Gary Russell fight, man, he looked big, man. He like just looked huge to be a welterweight.
I don't know if you've seen the picture with me and him. He was at the J-Rock and Rosario fight, correct. He looked big in the picture with me, and mind you, I'm like 235, 240.
Yeah.
And I'm
you was dressed up, right?
Yeah, I was dressed up, right.
So yeah, I remember that picture.
He looked big, he looked big in that picture. Like he's a big dude, but his brothers fight. His brothers used to fight, and they're good. You know what I'm saying? It's just they're not as physically talented as Boots. And actually, Boots' brother used to spar with Canelo all the time. People don't know that. You know what I'm saying? So I remember Canelo was doing a media workout for one of his old fights, and he had Boots' brother in there, and he was the sparring partner. But when you actually get past him actually like just warming up and sparring. Like Boots' brother was like, he was working, like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was working in there. Like them dudes are good. I could probably tell you about but I'll give y'all probably one more story about Boots. There's a person that fights at cruiserweight in Philly, and he knocked him out in sparring.
Cruiserweight.
Yeah, he knocked him out in sparring, and he's a legit. He just, you'll know who I'm talking about because he actually has a picture with him on his Instagram recently saying that he sparred him recently within the past 2 weeks. And if you see that picture, that's who I'm talking about. But he's actually on camera admitting it. He said, yo, like Boots hit like a light heavy. He was like, he actually knocked me. He said knocked him down, but he was seeing them Tweety birds.
What does Boots walk around at? You know,
he walks around. To be honest with you, he's the epitome of what you call a gym rat. Like you hear it all the time, but he's literally a gym rat. Like you never see him heavy, so his his walk around is maybe in the 160. I've heard no higher than maybe 165. Yeah. 165, 170 range.
I mean, that, he does look huge for a welterweight.
He is.
That's what I said, man.
Big dude.
Yeah,
he's a big dude, but it's solid though. It's not like he's chunky and it look like he's just bloated. Like he's just,
he's lean,
solid. Yeah, he's lean, solid. But anybody that knows his dad, like Boozy, oh my God, like Boozy is like a drill sergeant, like for real, like and you go in that gym, it's no nonsense. I mean, they laugh and joke around and all that, but it's no nonsense. Like that man runs that gym, period. Like he runs that gym, period. Everybody knows it. And that's why I really don't see, that's why so many people are high on Boots. Because a lot of them people know the backstory with Boots. Like there's no games with Boots. There's very few people in the city that will actually spar Boots. And he's probably the only dude that I've ever seen, maybe outside of Roy Jones. You never heard a story about Roy Jones actually, anybody getting off on him in sparring. Like you never heard a story about anybody getting off on him in sparring. Nobody's ever gotten off on Boots in sparring. Like he spars Ray Robinson and toys with him. And I consider Ray Robinson a good fighter. He literally toys with him. Like Paul Kroll, he gets the better of Paul Kroll every time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's sparring big dudes.
Has he ever sparred has he ever sparred with like Spence and Crawford and those guys before?
Nah, they won't do it. They won't do it.
They've never sparred him.
I know for a fact they was reaching out to Crawford for sparring a while ago, and Crawford declined it. I don't think Spence was ever offered, or they ever had a situation where that might have been the case. But I know for a fact that Bud turned down sparring with Boots a while ago. I know that for a fact. So Boots is he's physically, and I'm not saying this because he's from Philly, but he's physically probably the most gifted guy I've ever seen with my own two eyes inside of the ring. Like the stuff that he does inside of the ring is just it's insane, man. Like he literally got it all. He literally got it all, man. And his whole team solid. Boozy Enos is not putting up with no crap. Strength and conditioning coach Rob Acosta, he's probably one of the best in the business, probably one of the best kept secrets in the business. And they're doing old school training. I mean, they literally got the tires and they chopping wood and all that. He's running 4 o'clock in the morning. Like it's no games. I know we're gonna see him. What's that? What, May 14th, Finney? May 14th, Cali? Is that? I think that's when this fight is.
I think so.
Yeah, with Castillo Clayton.
Yeah, it's on the Charlo Castano card, undercard, right?
Yeah, because Clayton's not lasting 5 rounds. And I like
He's
Clayton.
from Canada, right?
Yeah, I
Is he from
like
Canada?
Castillo Clayton.
Right.
I think so.
Yeah, he's Canadian.
Yeah, I like Castillo Clayton.
Okay.
But Castillo Clayton's too tentative early. And that's going to get him knocked out early. I'd be surprised if he making 5 rounds.
Do you think that do you actually think that Spence is going to vacate this belt, the IBF?
Yeah, there's no way in hell he fights Boots.
What do you think he does then? Just keep the other two? Because I mean,
No,
well,
he'll go up. He's gonna go
maybe.
up. If he drops, he's gonna drop them all and go to 154.
You think? But then what's the point of collecting?
So you think he'll drop all his belts?
Yep. I'm gonna tell you why though. I'm gonna tell you why.
So if he beats Ugas, if he beats
Ugas, then he gotta make a choice. He either gotta fight Bud or he gotta fight Boots. Because once
so
he
you think
you
think he'll drop all 3 of his belts?
I think he fight. I just think he fights Bud. No, if he gets past Ugas, he fights Bud next.
Do you actually think he will?
Yeah, he has to. So the Castillo Clayton fight is gonna put Spence in a corner. Like it's gonna put his back against the wall. Mm-hmm. So he fights Ugas, right? He beats Ugas. He has 3 of the 4 belts. Yeah, he has 3 of the 4. And Bud has the other belt. He has the WBO. So then you take Boots and Clayton. That's a title eliminator for mandatory. So if he beats Castillo Clayton, then Boots becomes Spence's mandatory. WBC route. So
isn't it IBF?
It's IBF. I'm sorry, IBF. The only way he gets out of that fight is unless it's unification. He's gonna have to fight Boots. He's gonna have to fight Bud to get out of that fight. There's only 2 ways he gets out of a Boots fight. He fight Bud or he drops all his belts and go to 154. Because if he drops just 1 belt, it's a clear duck.
Yeah.
It's a clear duck. And Al is not gonna put both of his guys in a position to where one of his guys look bad. So he would probably put Spence up against Charlo if he beats Castano. So it's a unification. So he has a unification guy that he's fighting. It's in house. Go ahead, T.
Charlo, wasn't he recently saying something about fighting Spence? I mean, I was thinking they were friends if they all from Texas.
Yeah, they cool.
Charlo was trying to say he was going to fight Spence or something like that.
Yeah, he cool. They cool, but they both was like, if they had to fight, they'll fight. You know what I'm saying? But I heard Spence dogs Charlo in sparring. From what I know guys in Texas, they said Spence dogs Charlo in sparring. And the dudes has told me that they are pretty tapped in Texas. So I can see them. I can see them saying, you know what, we're gonna let Boots. Because I don't think Boots fights Spence or Bud.
Let me ask you guys this: do you think, like, say Boots versus Spence happened right now, do you actually think Boots would beat Spence?
Yeah.
Yeah?
You said Boots?
Yeah.
You think he stops him?
Nah. I think it goes 12. But he beats him. I think he beats him.
Interesting.
I think he could stop Bud though.
You think he beats Bud as well?
If you ever seen, and the only reason I'm saying that is because I've seen Boots in person. And T Finney, you might have been in a situation too. I've seen Boots in person and I've seen Bud in person. Boots looks about 2 weight classes bigger than Bud.
Yeah.
Like, you know how Ryan Garcia
I've seen Bud in person too.
Yeah, Bud is nowhere near Boots size. And Bud is not as tight defensively. So I can see that being a firefight. And just Bud just coming out on the losing end of it. And I actually think Spence has a better chance of beating Boots than Bud does. But I think Bud is going to beat Spence, though. So is
Who
that
do you say? Who do you have as the number one welterweight in the world? Crawford.
Spence right now.
Okay.
Spence at the moment. Spence because of the belts. I think just you put all that aside and you ask me what's the one guy I'm gonna go, you know, my life depended on it. Who am I gonna put in the ring at 147? I would say Bud. I think he's the best welterweight. But I think not Ugas, but Spence is the most accomplished out of all of those guys. I think the reason I say Spence has a better chance of beating Boots than Bud does is because everything with Spence is compact. The jab is compact. His movement is compact. Even his pivots is compact. And he's a southpaw and he's strong. So when you dealing with a guy like Boots, you can't be throwing wide shots. The only way you're gonna catch Boots is really in between his and Bud is too wide. Bud too wide with the shots. Spence will actually have a better opportunity to have a better performance against Boots than Bud would, in my opinion.
I mean, I know I'm hearing I just think Danny Garcia is calling out Crawford. I think I read that too.
Yeah, they got history. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you guys hear that?
Yeah, I hear that. I don't know where that's coming from. I don't know. Take yourself off mute real quick, Will, or you frozen?
Who, me?
No, I think Finney. I think you good. Say something, Will.
You think that's me?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, come out and come back in, Will.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, a Finney, like, the thing that's crazy about just the Boot situation is just, I feel like he's gonna be a champion, obviously, but it's just gonna be, I think it's just gonna be for a vacant belt. Like, I don't think he's ever gonna get his opportunity as Spence or Bud. Like, they both gonna move up before they fight him. They'll both move up. Yeah, like they'll both move up before they fight him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Did you see the Fundora and Lubin fight? I didn't. I caught the tail end of it.
Yeah, that's what I was watching. Yeah, I watched the whole thing. I didn't see the design card though. I was watching Ryan Garcia versus Tagoe on somebody was streaming on Facebook Live, but I didn't actually see any of the undercards or anything. But I did watch the Tony Harrison fight.
Did Tony win?
Garcia,
did Tony
Lubin and Fundora.
Did Tony Harrison win?
Yeah, he did good to me, man. Yeah,
he won the fight.
He won by decision, but
bro,
he won by decision, man.
I didn't bet it, bro. I didn't bet it. He was a 2-1 underdog, man, and I told Vlog he was going to win that fight. I told Vlog he won on
all the judges' scorecards. Yeah.
I'm mad.
I was happy for him, man.
Bro. Yeah, I'm mad. The reason why I said he was going to win the fight, bro, is because what he did in the press conference when he was getting ready to fight Louis.
Yeah, when he ran
Cuba
out.
Aries, he ran out on Cuba Aries. I was just like, I'm like, that's the old Tony Harrison I need to see, and I changed my mind.
Right.
I changed my mind. Let me get these comments real quick. 293.75. What's going on with you, bro? He said Crawford can just adjust more than Spence, but both are pretty much on the same level. Yeah, I feel like Bud is more athletic than Spence, which I think could give him the advantage in the fight. He can create more opportunities for himself. Will Stokes, he schooled him, bro. He said I had Sergio winning that, but Tony schooled him. And he said, sorry for the noises. Nah, you good, bro. You good. I appreciate you coming in and rock with us. I was gonna bet that, bro. And to be honest with you, I just fell asleep. I fell asleep and didn't bet it. But he was a plus 200, man. Plus 200. I'd have won $400 off of that because I damn sure was gonna put 200 on my man Tony. But I gotta watch that Fundora and Lubin fight, man. Man,
it was good, man. To me, it was real good.
I seen Lubin face. He looked different. Face just look real swollen, puffed up. Like that's what
See,
happens when
I
you.
don't like the way way Fundora fights sometimes. I mean, like with a guy that tall, you be thinking, he's gonna be using his reach, but he fights on the inside a lot too. But it works for him.
Yeah, it is. You know what? And it's crazy you said that because that's the general consensus. Like, you a tall guy, 6'6", 6'7", you should be popping with the jab and moving, and
Right.
you on your time, you on your hitman Hearns. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The reason why Fundora fights the way he fights and he gets away with it, bro. If you pay attention, none of his shots are wide. For a guy
Right.
6'6", 6'7", everything compact. Everything is compact. So except for him swinging like this, everything is this. Everything is like that.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
if
He
for
was
a guy
catching.
yeah.
Yeah,
Go
he was
ahead, bro.
catching Lubin with a lot of uppercuts, a lot
Yeah,
of them. And the
yeah, and
uppercut
that's the
is what
thing.
put him down. The first, like Lubin got knocked down in the second round, I believe, second or
Yeah,
third, and it was by uppercut.
and that's the thing. Lubin is not used to fighting anyone. That's a bad. I felt like I thought Fundora was going to win the fight. I even said it like I was like betting purposes. Like, I felt like Fundora just too much activity, and there was too many times
Yeah.
I've seen Lubin like it's too many times I've seen Lubin like hurt from shots that
Right.
I wouldn't call kill shots.
Right.
And I'm like, Fundora, just too much activity, too much height, and
Right.
that line of fire. He's not used to being in that line of fire for that long. So
Right.
it sounded like it played out the way I thought it was going to play out. But I'm real interested to see that fight. I'll probably watch it probably tomorrow
Yeah.
and check it
Yeah. I
out.
don't want to spoil it for you, but
Nah,
Lubin
it's
did get
cool. No,
a
it's cool.
knockdown.
I watch fights like I ain't never heard nothing. So
Right.
it's cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Did you know he got a knockdown though?
Yeah. Yeah, I heard my phone was blowing up. Like I was on here.
Right.
I was on here. I was on with Vlog for 2 hours. I'm not 2 hours. He was on for 2 hours. I got in on the tail end, probably about last like maybe 45 minutes of his live, and then I jumped right on this one. So I haven't had a chance to really watch the PBC card. So I'm gonna watch it probably tomorrow morning and check that joint out. Hold on, Brentwood G5. What's the differences between Fundora and Figueroa? Me personally, with Fundora is just his shots is more compact. Figueroa throws a lot of shots, but he throw a lot of wide shots. And Figueroa don't throw a lot of uppercuts, and Fundora does. Like Fundora's the type, he will throw 20 different things against the wall and see what stick. Like that's how he fights. Like there's no rhyme or reason behind the combinations. All he knows is throw, just throw. Whatever lands. Like, but I'm just gonna keep on throwing, and that's his mentality. And that's why I thought he was gonna beat Lubin tonight because Lubin, I didn't. My one question was, can Fundora take Lubin's money shot? And I'm like, the sooner Fundora finds out that he can take Lubin money shot, Lubin gonna be in trouble. And it sounds like, from what I've been getting on my phone, it sounds like that's what pretty much happened. Like it was just an accumulation of just constant shots. You know what I'm saying? Right. And for Kevin Cunningham to throw in the towel, I was just like, it had to have been something epic. You know what I'm saying? But that's Kevin Cunningham for you. Like Kevin Cunningham is one of the best trainers in the sport, man. So I had a couple people, they said somebody threw a piece of ice at him or something like that for stopping the fight.
Yeah, he threw a couple. Yeah, I guess, somebody in the crowd just threw a cup of ice.
Yep. Yeah, and I mean, trainers.
He protected his fighter though.
Yeah, trainers and I gotta see it. I gotta watch the whole thing for me to say whether I can't question whether it was a good or bad stoppage. It don't matter because he felt like it was a good stoppage. And the thing with trainers and fighters, the things that people really need to realize is that it's almost like a father and a son. Like you can't have nothing happen under your watch. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
So it's,
my gut told me that my gut was telling me that they were going to stop it.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. Like it's just. I mean, I seen a picture of Lubin's face, and I was just like, "Yo, he don't even look the same." I was
Right.
just like, "He don't even look the same." Like
Yeah.
he looked like Martin when he fought Tommy Hearns.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was all lumped
they
up and all that.
they were
He
posting
looked
that on
just
Facebook, man. Yeah.
that's crazy. I
Yeah.
didn't even see
Yeah.
that, but that's the first thing I thought. I was just like, damn. But that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. They
But yeah,
making them
Burtwood
memes
to answer
already,
your
man.
yeah. But Burtwood to
Yeah.
answer your question, man, like Fundora's shots is just more compact, and Fundora throws way more
Right.
uppercuts than Figueroa. I would say that's the difference between the two. Outside of the height, of course. Will Stokes, sorry fellas, I've just seen the time and I should get some stuff done before I go to sleep over here. But thanks for having me on. As always, man. Appreciate you, Will Stokes. For sure, man. Fundora scares me, LOL. He's like something out of a horror movie. Yeah, Fundora, bro. If Castano beats Charlo and Fundora fights Castano, bro, that might be the most punches thrown like in boxing history. Like
Right.
them two throw
Yeah. I think
between 80 to 100
Castano
punches
would
around.
definitely go for his body, man. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to. You have to. And you're gonna have to sacrifice, and I don't usually suggest this, but you're gonna have to sacrifice possibly getting hit with a couple headshots in order for you to try to take that man's body. Cause you gotta sap
Right.
some of his energy. Cause his energy is up here all night.
Yeah.
And that's what makes him
Yeah.
dangerous because his stamina is crazy. His stamina is
Yeah.
crazy. Like Fundora looked like
Yeah. He
he's
don't get
selling
tired.
insurance.
Yeah.
Like the Fundora looked like he's selling insurance, yo. Like
Yeah.
he looked like he sell Geico insurance. Like for real, like
Yeah.
it's crazy.
With his
But
when he wear the glasses, man.
yeah, but he a bad man though, man. Like he is a bad
Yeah.
man, and you got to give him credit, man. But I mean, he has a legit shot against
Yeah.
him and Charlo. He has a legit shot, man.
Mm.
For real. Abel in the building. Big shout out to you. He said, as a Mexican, y'all can have him. He definitely a American. You gotta be talking Ryan Garcia. You gotta be talking Ryan Garcia. Burtwood, thank you, G5. Appreciate you, Burtwood. Will Stokes, by the way, before I go, you guys see Teixeira lost to a guy who's like 16 and 11 or something. Yeah, Teixeira, I mean, his life changed against Castano. You know what I'm saying? Like he got dominated in that fight. And it's different types of ass whoopings. I'd rather get knocked out in the first or second round versus taking a 12 round sustained ass whooping. That has more of a lingering effect because that has more of an effect mentally. You know what I'm saying? Like you question what you can
Yeah.
do, as a fighter. He said I didn't see it, but apparently he rabbit punched him and got DQ'd. Oh wow. Wow. Yeah, I had to check into that. Will I don't really know about that. There's so much boxing going on tonight, man. There's probably maybe about 7 or 8 fights that I haven't even watched yet that I gotta catch up on. Like I can't even go on tomorrow like early. So I don't be on here fraud and talking about a fight I ain't actually watch. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta actually get in the lab and actually watch these fights. You know what I'm saying? I heard Gabe Rosado lost too. I ain't see that fight neither.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard he lost too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
It's
know
no
Rosado's from Philly, so no disrespect to him or
bro.
anything, but I know Rosado stays fighting all the names,
Yeah, he
and
stay
he like
fighting all the names.
he keeps getting up. Yeah.
It's crazy because Vlog and I was talking about the odds and stuff Friday, and I think
Mm.
Gabe Rosado was like a 3-1 favorite. I was just like, I would bet Shane Mosley just because I don't think Gabe Rosado is a 3-1 favorite against anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he's a 3-1. I don't think he's that good. Like, he's solid.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. Like, he's solid, but he's not special or anything. Burt
Yeah.
Wood, Figueroa rematch, Fulton. Stephen, who wins? I think Stephen Fulton wins the rematch against Brandon Figueroa. And I felt like Stephen Fulton won the first fight and fought Brandon Figueroa's fight. I think Fulton will just do a better job at controlling the distance and not being on the ropes as much. But I would say Fulton wins the rematch. But there is some people that felt like Brandon Figueroa won that fight, though. Uh, Will Stokes said second round undercard of Garcia. Oh shoot, that's crazy. That's crazy. Will Stokes, bro. Mosley schooled him. Amazing performance by Mosley. Yeah, I gotta watch that fight. I mean, I have the zone, so I can. It's gonna be on replay, so I'm gonna go watch the whole card. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go watch the whole card for sure. But for Gabe Rosado to get schooled by Shane Mosley Jr. this late in his career, like that's a problem. That's a problem. Like he just beat Beck the Bully. He fought Munguia and didn't fight bad. It's just Munguia just punch output is just on another level. And then to come back and lose to Shane Mosley Jr. and to get schooled, like you said, that's a problem. He might have to. There's some losses that Gabe can't take. That's a loss that he can't take against a young pup like that. And you getting schooled. It's no. If he would have lost a fight, that's something different against a younger guy. But when you're getting schooled, and again, I gotta watch it. I don't know, because Will and I don't think we really watch fights exactly the same. You know, so I gotta watch it. But yeah, if he lost that bad to Shane Mosley Jr., we got a problem. We got a problem because it's like, where do you go? Where do you go? You know what I'm saying?
I was reading some of the same thing on Facebook that Mosley Jr. boxed real well. I was reading the same things. He schooled him. He boxed him real well.
Yeah, and it was funny because I might when Vlog and I was talking about it Friday, I was saying that everything that Rosado needs to do to win the fight, I haven't seen him do it in years. I'm like, he need to actually try to walk Shane Mosley Jr. down. And I was like, I don't know if he's capable of doing that. He needs to throw a consistent jab. I said, I ain't seen him really do that. So it was a lot of things that I wanted, like he should have been doing offensively. And it sounds like he just didn't do anything I would have expected for him to win the fight because he's just not capable. You know what I'm saying? I hate to say it because he's from Philly and I might run into him in the streets. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right, but I don't care though. I don't care. I'm like, yo, like I call boxing how I see it. It ain't no disrespect or nothing like that. Like it is what it is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But go ahead, bro.
But then he then like a couple of years ago back, didn't he like get in some like gloveless fighting or something, or like, and it was like a soccer ring or something he was doing, like some underground boxing or something.
Yeah, it was.
If I'm not mistaken, he fought. Did he fight Curtis Stevens or something?
I think
he fought him. I can't remember though. Yeah. Whatever happened with that? Did they stop that?
They stopped. Yeah, I think that league actually stopped. I forgot the name of the league, but you see little leagues like that. Like you'll see like it'll be like bare knuckle boxing and stuff like that. Yeah. Like you just see all types of stuff nowadays. I seen two people fighting with pillows and shit, man. I said, what is the world coming to, bro? Like it was like pillow fighting championships or something. Like I literally seen this dude. Yo, Finney, dude was shoulder rolling the pillow. Yo, he was the dude was throwing the pillow like this. My man was like this. Yo, I was dying, yo. I said, what is the world coming to, yo? Like, how do you become a professional pillow fighter? Like, I don't understand. Like, like it's crazy, man. It's crazy what you see out here, man. Like, it's crazy, but it's. I mean, it was a big night of fights, huge night of fights. I'm mad. I could have made plenty of money tonight. I could have made plenty of money tonight. The Fundora fight I called, the Tony Harrison fight I called. I thought
GGG,
Triple G, that one too. I actually thought Murata had a good shot at winning that fight, but credit to Triple G, man, because Triple G, that was a difficult situation he put himself in. You know, fighting a younger guy, guy that's
Right.
strong, fighting in his home country, and he's
Right.
coming off of a huge layoff, and he's 40. So that was
Right.
some big obstacles for Triple G. So for him to basically turn it on from round 6 on, and I think Triple G don't get the credit he deserves neither, because his punch variety is insane, and you usually don't see that from a guy that has that type of power. I mean, he can really change the trajectory of his shots mid-flight,
Right.
and you don't find that too often, because he couldn't miss after round 5. Finney, I don't know if you watched the fight, but Triple G
Nah, I
couldn't
missed
miss.
it, man. I woke
You
up,
missed
man.
it,
Yeah, I woke up
bro.
like I woke up like
It was early.
8:40,
I was just getting off
and
of
it was
work, bro.
over.
I was just getting off of work.
Man.
I was just getting off of work, and I got in, and I caught from like maybe round 3 on. I caught from round 3 on, and I would say midway through the fight, Triple G to start throwing this lead left hook. Couldn't miss. Couldn't miss.
Yeah.
Couldn't miss with the lead left
Yeah.
hook.
Didn't you go
Man.
live about it earlier?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
went
Yeah, I
on
thought I saw
like
you
right
live,
after.
yeah.
Yeah, I went on like right after the fight. That's why I was like, I'm gonna start jumping on live more just by myself. A lot of times I'm so used to being with Shane and Vlog. A lot of times I won't go live because I know they can't be on with me or whatever the case may be.
Right.
And I know before I ain't never worried about that. I used to just, whenever I felt like jumping on, I just jump on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I said I'm about to get back to that. So that's I was on Vlog channel a little earlier. I'm on now, and then I was on for the Triple G joint, man. So I done been on 3 times a day. So I'm gonna try to keep that going, you know, until, you know, the guys come on.
Yeah.
Come on, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I was mad I missed it, man.
it's
Yeah, I mean,
that's
I
fine.
knew it came on real early, but yeah, I said soon as I woke up, it was over.
Yeah,
And everybody already was talking about it, posting about it. I said, man, I missed it.
Yeah, Triple G. Murata was winning the fight early. I ain't gonna fraud. He was winning the fight early. He got that young energy going on with him coming forward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he fought well the first 4 or 5 rounds of the fight, but Triple G caught him
That's
with
what
a
everybody
shot.
was saying.
Yeah, Triple G caught him with a shot, knocked his mouthpiece out. After that, he ain't won no problems. He ain't won no problems.
So he still got that power then.
Yeah, that power for real. That power. But you know, the last thing to go on a guy is the power. You know what I'm saying? But the first thing to go on an older guy is the legs. And that's what I was explaining in the vlog earlier. And I was telling him, I'm like, the reason why in recent fights he's been having trouble with body shots is because I'm like, when you get older, the first thing to start going is your legs. And then he's getting more bulkier up top. I don't know if you've seen a picture of him, but he looked real bulky up top, chest from the rib cage up. He just looked bigger. Like his shoulders look like this, like just real stocky now. If you watch some clips of the fight, you ain't gotta watch the whole fight. You just watch some clips of the fight. You can visibly see how much stockier Triple G looks. So it almost looked like he been hitting the weights, and it's all up top. And I'm like, usually when something like that happen, and then you're staying in the same weight class, something else is getting taken away. So he probably don't have as much leg strength, because you need your legs to ride out shots, especially body shots. You know what I'm saying? But
So
you know,
when we get off, I'm definitely gonna check out some highlights. I never checked out any highlights of that fight today, but I'm gonna check out some highlights too.
It was a good fight. It was a good fight, and I mean, you know, when you get big days where there's a lot of fights, you don't know what you're gonna get. But I'm like, it sounded like the Fedora Lubin fight was a classic.
It was, man.
Yeah,
that was the main fight. That was the main one I wanted to see tonight out of all the fights was Lubin and Fedora.
Yeah, and that's the one
I was glued to the TV, man. I was sitting right in front of the TV, man.
Yo, and listen, shout out to Kevin Cunningham too, man, because it's like, you know, trainers and fighters have like father-son type relationships. And you know, if he felt like his guy couldn't continue, or he just wanted to save his guy for another day, then that's what it is. Like, Fedora is just a tough cover. To be honest with you, I felt like That was, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think that was Lubin's third title eliminator. And that's the part about
Yeah.
boxing that I don't like. If you fight a title eliminator to become a mandatory, you should get your opportunity. So I feel like Lubin is now back to the drawing board where he done worked so hard to get
Yep.
to that opportunity. He should have got
Right.
his title shot. If Charlo wasn't the champion, he would have got his title shot. But how do you promote a fight against a guy that you got knocked out against in the first round in the first minute? That's why that fight
Right.
never happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That Charlo knockout was bad, man. That was
yeah,
a terrible knockout, man.
yeah, and the thing that's crazy, I would have rather that knockout than for him to go through the Fundora thing because you don't
Right.
know if he's gonna be the same fighter.
Man.
Because it
That was a lot of
from
punishment to take, man.
from the way his face looked,
Man.
they gonna have he might have self confidence issues going forward. And he was already considered somewhat chinny to
Yeah.
begin with. So,
Right.
but if you look at it, I'm like, 154 is like a lot of what people would say damaged goods. Like J Rock's not the same fighter, Lubin's not the same
Right.
fighter, Rosario's not the same
Oh, yeah.
fighter.
Yeah. I was about to say him too. Yeah.
Yeah, Tony, even though Tony won
Yeah.
tonight, Tony's not the same fighter. And
Right.
this is what happens when you just put guys in the gauntlet. You just have everybody fighting everybody. Eventually,
Right. What about her? You think
Hurd ain't the
he's not the
same.
same either, right?
Hurd ain't the
Yeah.
same. He lost to Cuba Arias in his last fight. So
Yeah.
like
Man, yeah. Her just
154,
had defensive issues.
yeah, her it just
Yeah.
154 look like a war zone right now. It just
Right.
soldiers is down all over the place, man. Like it's just
Right.
the
Right.
last two really standing. It's really Castano and Charlo and Fundora. I'm not gonna
Right.
lie, man. Like Fundora, he got a real opportunity to run 154. He could honestly run
Yeah.
154 for a while
Right.
because I can
Right.
see I can go ahead, Finny.
In a way he's like kind of like the Wilder of that division, somewhat, with his height and
Yeah.
his reach.
Mm-hmm.
But he fights differently from Wilder. Like he just fights in the inside all the time.
Yeah, he fights. Yeah, like so if he fights Castano, that's just that's a man that would be. You ain't got to worry about no clinches, no nothing. Like they
Right.
just gonna go at it. They
Right.
just gonna go at it. Now Charlo is gonna be the question of can Fundora take Charlo's shot? If
Yeah.
Fundora can take Charlo's shot, Charlo loses that fight. Charlo loses that fight. He just
Yeah.
I say this all the time about Jamel. Jamel leaves his boxing IQ in the locker room sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like he don't bring it to the ring. Sometimes he just does things in the ring, and I be like, why? Like why? I'm like,
Yeah.
you're a better fighter than that. Like why? And he still might overcome it and win, but like
Right.
the Castano first fight, like I just felt like he made that fight way more difficult than what it had to be. When he fought
Right.
Tony Harrison. Both fights, he made it more difficult than what it had to be. Like
Yeah.
it's just,
Right. Yeah. I think Tony, to me, Tony was definitely winning that second one until I think his showboating caught up with him. He was doing a little too much and got clipped. That same round he was showboating in, he got clipped.
yeah.
So, but prior to that, like I think he was winning. He was taking it to Charlo.
Yeah, he had I remember that second fight and Tony got knocked down early. I think it might have been round
Right.
2. Maybe round 2,
Yeah, 2 or
round
3.
3.
Yeah.
And pretty much after that, I would say probably for a good 4 rounds straight up until maybe round 10. I think 6 to 10 he was dogging Charlo. Like I mean,
Yeah.
walking him
Right.
down with the jab, just hitting him with
Yeah.
and then counter hooks, like counter right hands. I mean, like he was dogging Charlo.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's Yeah, Charlo. I think if he can't get Fundora up out of there, he loses that fight. I don't care who don't like. I
Yeah,
don't care who don't like that. There's a lot of Charlo fans
yeah,
that's watching this channel. I
yeah,
don't give a damn.
yeah,
Like some of my peoples is from Texas. I don't care if he can't knock Fundora
yeah,
out. He's losing that fight.
yeah.
Period.
But
It's
you
too
see,
much
when
activity.
Lubin was fighting Fundora, I actually think he was going to go to the body a lot, but he actually knocked Fundora down, by fighting, fighting up top.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
he was catching him when Fundora went down, but Fundora took a knee.
yeah,
He didn't get like knocked down. Yeah, he took a knee.
yeah.
Yeah,
And the thing is, and that's smart. That's smart. Like he knew just from the way you're explaining it, like he knew, like, all right, I got all fight long to get this dude up out of here. So I'm not gonna risk it
yeah,
all right now. And I feel like I feel like fighters that have power, if they get themselves in trouble and they feel like they gotta take a knee and give up a 10-8
yeah,
round, when you know your goal is to knock your guy out anyway, it's not a lot of guys that's really doing that now. So it sounded like it was a smart move on his part because sometimes you need that good,
yeah,
because you got the
yeah.
10,
That's what he told Jim Gray.
yeah,
Yeah,
like you
he
get
told
the,
Jim Gray that he needed to take a knee instead of continue taking punishment. So
yeah, like,
yeah,
so that was he made a business decision and it worked out
yeah,
for him. It worked out for him. The
right,
guys be too proud. They had too much pride to take a
right,
knee. And I'm like, yo, it's a
right,
strategy move,
right.
you know?
Yep.
It's a strategy move at the end of the day. So,
Yeah, yeah,
people need to realize like the ins and outs of boxing. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like people talk about fantasy fights and actually talk about gossip and rumors more so than they talk
mm,
about actual fights and like what's going on inside of the fights, strategies and things like that. Like,
mm,
most of the conversations, oh, is Tank gonna leave Floyd? Floyd fighting an exhibition fight. Floyd doing this. Floyd Canelo doing that. And I'm like, yo, like I ain't really concerned about none of that. Like, but that's the problem. You see, you get talk
yeah,
like that, and then you see Fundora taking a knee, and people don't understand why he took the knee. I'm
yeah,
like, he took the
yeah. You
knee.
like
If he
that?
didn't
That was a
take,
smart move on his part, man.
yeah, if he didn't take that, I didn't even watch the fight. Like, I'm like, if he took a knee that early, what round that happened in T?
Uh, it had to be like maybe like seventh or something like
See,
that. Seventh,
see,
eighth, something like that. Yeah,
See, if he doesn't take that knee, he doesn't make it to the ninth round to get Lubin stopped.
right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, so he made a
Yeah,
business decision right then and there, like, yo, like this not going to the cards. We not going to the
right,
cards. So when you make
right,
that decision, you can make a decision like that and take a knee. You know what I'm saying? When you know,
right,
like, it's either him or me. At the end of the day, we not gonna hear no scorecards at the end of this. You
right.
know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
and I respect that. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I respect that 100%, man. But man, Fundora problem, bro. Fundora
mm,
is a problem. And I'm not gonna lie, like you take a guy like Danny Garcia, now is a great time for him to go to 154 if he don't get the Bud fight. This would be a great time for him to go
right,
to 154 because it ain't no killers at 154.
right.
Ain't no real killers. Like
You
he could probably fight Terrell Gausha, get a W. He could probably fight
you
Lubin and
think
get a W.
Crawford will take it? You think that could happen next or not really?
Yeah, I
You
think
think
that's
uh,
I think that's the
Charlotte? I
fight.
mean, do you think Crawford is gonna try to see what happens between Spence and Ugas, or you think he may just go
I
ahead and run with Danny
I
Garcia?
think I think they're gonna. I think what's gonna happen is they're gonna try to line up Crawford with either Danny or Thurman and
Yeah,
get Bud a fight under the PBC banner, and then we probably
yeah, I forgot
talking
about Thurman.
we probably talking early next year, probably talking early 2023 for Spence and Bud. If I had to predict it, I don't see Bud going right into a Spence fight. They're probably gonna make him fight either Danny or Keith prior.
Right,
Which I think. I mean, I think Bud wins both fights. I think he has an easier time with Danny than he does Thurman because Danny's so flat footed. Like Bud
Thurman
gonna
move. Yeah, Thurman's
yeah,
like the move on his feet. Yeah,
yeah, Thurman's on his toes and he like to move
yeah.
around and all that. He a little tougher puzzle to
Right,
figure out. You know what I'm
right.
saying? But I think Bud beats either one of those guys, and then we got Spence Bud early next year, and I think after that, I think both guys move up.
Right,
I think both guys go to 154. You know what I mean? So you might get Spence and Lubin, you might get a Spence and Fundora or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
Al Heyman is all 147, 154. So um,
Yeah.
we gonna see that. You going to any fights? You going to any fights soon?
I haven't been talking about any upcomings. Maybe some local cards, but not
Yeah, that's
nothing
what I mean.
on
Yeah, that's what
TV
I
or anything
mean.
like.
Like local joints.
It's actually an amateur card in my town. This Saturday coming up, and then there's a pro fight in Virginia. I believe it's like May 21st. I may go to that, but I don't know yet.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to figure something out where uh a lot of these local fights they don't have anyone actually streaming them. Like
Right,
so, what I'm trying to do is I don't know how I'm gonna go about it, but reach out to some of these people that's running these amateur shows and these
mm,
local fights and things like that, and try to get some licensing rights, so I can
right,
actually start streaming some of these fights live. Because I'm like, if we not in your city, how we gonna see the fight? You know what I mean? And
yeah. That's a good idea, man.
a lot of people don't know about these amateurs and things like that. And you got guys that's in, nationals and
Right,
fighting, trying to get into the Olympics, and like a lot of guys just don't. And then if you actually look at it, bro, your favorite fighter might have 30 fights under the record. How many fights have you actually watched with your own two eyes? It's not a lot. It's not a lot when you actually think about it. Like you actually watch every single fight a person done fought in their resume. Like what does everybody do? They go
right,
to BoxRec, right?
right,
They go to BoxRec and they just see,
right.
oh, he fought this
Yeah,
person on this date, but like, where's the tape?
right.
It don't be no tape. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't
Yeah,
be no tape,
yeah.
man. So I'm
And the
hoping
boss
to
rec shows amateur records too, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, Box Records show that
Because
as
like
well.
when I was looking, yeah, because I was looking up a guy that probably like 5 fights as a pro, and then but when I clicked on it, it was showing he had all these losses. I was like, that's not his record, but I was realized I was looking at his amateur record.
Yeah, and then they be having like
Yeah,
these certain like tournaments and stuff that
right.
that count as like professional fights as well. And
Okay,
fighters need to realize like there's fighters that are actually fight on cards and they don't even realize that the fights don't be sanctioned.
right.
Like they'll literally get a victory and they think it's gonna show up on their record and then don't. Like if it's not a
Mm,
sanctioned fight, then it don't count towards your record. So as fighters, they
right.
gotta watch that as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Mm,
it's a
yeah,
whole game within the game. I know we got some local fights going on in Philly, and a lot of times they go down on a Friday night or a Saturday night. And a lot of times I be working on a Friday night and a
right,
Saturday night, and it's I know a lot of times people like yo five, like why you don't be going to the fights? I be like, bro, I gotta get this
right.
paper. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know how that go.
Yeah,
I'm like, I gotta get this bread, man. Like, I'll catch y'all on the back end. Like, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So it's difficult trying to get to some of these fights when you actually, you know, in real life.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Family and
yeah.
bills and all that other stuff. You
Right,
know what
right.
I'm saying? I wonder if
Yes, I was
PBC is
just
gonna show a replay.
uh
I wonder if PBC gonna show a replay of the fights tomorrow. I'm pretty sure somebody gonna post it, but
yeah,
I'm gonna have to find PBC be a little stingy on the replays. Um,
yeah,
some had to actually I'm gonna actually find the Fundora and Lubin fight.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, that's it. I want to try find some of them highlights of Triple G.
I'll if you want, I don't know if you have I got a matter of fact, I'll check right now. Let me see if it's on here. Uh I wanna see if they got the replay of Triple G and
Well, I could try to
Murata.
pull it. I know a lot of stuff go to YouTube fast, but I could just pull it
Yeah,
on
I
YouTube right
think
on my end, watch it right on my TV. You know what I mean?
you know what?
But like
I
if
let
they
me
had the
know
whole fight,
let me know if you don't find it. If you don't find it,
okay,
I'll just send you my I'll send you my DAZN login info and it's
okay,
on there and then
uh,
you can just watch it
yeah,
like in its
yeah,
entirety because it's definitely on. That's the one thing about the zone that I like. Once the fight goes down, like within the next 45 minutes, the whole card is on there and they done chopped it up and everything. Like they'll have Triple G
oh,
Murata, just they'll just have that
right,
fight in its entirety and then they'll have another joint with the whole card. You know what I'm saying?
right,
So you
yeah,
had to you had to let me know, but we're gonna get up out
all
this
right,
joint, man. It's almost 3 o'clock in the morning. But
yeah,
appreciate you jumping on, man. Give me your social media, bro.
yeah, yeah. Instagram is the legend 3347. Facebook Todd Finney.
Go holler at my guy Ty Finney, man. Always showing love. That's my family right there. Big shout out to you for jumping on with me. Appreciate that. Big shout out to Will for jumping on as well, man. I'll be back tomorrow at some point when I get through all these fights. I'm not jumping on live until I actually see all these fights. So it'll probably be tomorrow afternoon, something like that, and I can really give you all a real assessment on especially like Mosley Jr. and Gabe Rosado, the Lubin Fundora fight, the Tony Harrison Garcia fight. It's a lot that we gotta touch on, with these
Mm.
fights. Teixeira fought. I'm trying to think who else fought. It's some other people that fought as well. It's a lot to cover, so we're gonna be back tomorrow. Finney, I'll definitely hit you up. But let me know if you can't find it. I'll just send you my login for the
All
DAZN
right,
app, and we'll go from there. So, on behalf of my man T Finney, aka the Legend, Will, Boxing First Vlog, and VP Shane. I'm your boy G5 Jeff TV, aka G5, aka 5, aka the Guru. On behalf of the staff, we're gonna see y'all tomorrow. Peace.
peace.